more often than not, when we make the decision to proactively have someone leave the organization, it's a fit issue, it's not a skill issue. And it takes courage because we have someone that's contributing to us, making sales or operating in a way that otherwise is helping our business. But what they're doing in terms of the culture is bringing that culture down, and that's much more dangerous. So I think leaders have to realize that their job is to make those tough decisions. When you know in your gut that someone doesn't belong in your organization or is not going to be there long term, you have an obligation to act now. And I think all of us need to get better at that.
So when we have to exit someone from the organization, one, it should never be a surprise. And two, you should treat that person with as much respect as they leave the building on their last day as you did the first day you brought them in. So what we try to do, we have a very methodical process. It begins with coaching. For example, I actually have a budget item, a line item in my budget for just taking people to lunch. And we try to start there by just having conversations. If you pull people into the Vice President of Human Resources office, there's already a little bit of intimidation. I've been called to the principal's office. So what I try to do is take people to lunch and say, hey, I noticed you've been struggling with your attendance. What's going on? How can we help you in this way? I've noticed that you're loud and tend to dominate meetings. Talk to me about your personality. Has anyone ever shared that before? What have you done in the past? If things aren't addressed there, we have a more formalized process where we'll sit down with people and write up an accountability plan. Here's the issue we're seeing. What are you going to do to change that? Our last step in our process, though, we call a decision day. And a decision day is when we believe we've tried everything else we can to help someone be successful. So we call them up to my office in Human Resources, and the conversation always goes something like this. We want you to be a part of our team. We think we made a correct hiring decision. You absolutely 100% have a job to come to tomorrow. But for today, we want you to go home. We're going to pay you for today, and we want you to make a decision. Is Beryl Health the company for you? So for example, we've had employees who were having car problems, and I've literally had people come back the next day and show me a new car title and say, yesterday I bought a car because my old car is not dependable and I can't get to work. We had a gentleman a few years ago who tended to have outbursts in meetings and just kind of came across as angry. And so when he left the company for his decision day, he came back and the next day had very specific examples of things he was going to do to wake up in a better mood. One of them included not listening to talk radio. He listened to politics on the way to work, and he would be so mad by the time he got here that he started his day off in that way. So many people take those things and embrace them, but I'm going to be honest, about 30% of the time people call me and say, Andrew, I've decided it's not the company for me. They resign their jobs and we part as friends. The other piece of that, though, is when you do have to terminate someone, it needs to be done with respect. So typically what happens is in that termination meeting, we go through the process. We had a coaching conversation with you in September. We put you on an accountability plan in October. In November, we gave you a decision day. Things still aren't better for you, and they're not better for us. And so we're going to terminate your employment now. And then the next part is really the most important, and that's looking at that person in the eye and talking to them about their benefits, how do they continue their benefits, and the other thing is cleaning out their desk or office. No one wants to have a company clean out all of their personal items. It's about looking someone in the eye, even when you've parted, and making sure they feel respected by our company.